Hi, it's John again. There's been something happening in the US for a while now, and that's been a complaint about NATO, about we're paying for all of NATO. Here's the reality. Our defense budget is $900 billion. We choose to spend that much on our own defense. Now, here's the question. How much of that defense budget goes to support NATO? How much of it actually goes to NATO? The answer is a little bit more than 0.5%. Think about that for a moment. All these complaints are about 0.5% of our defense budget. It's not the amount that people believe it is. People believed all this money went to support NATO and that NATO countries didn't do their fair share. Well, the reality is they all are. The other reality is for running NATO, Germany actually pays the exact same amount we do, which means we're not paying our fair share. Many other countries pay a higher percentage of their gross national income, which is what that's based on, than the United States. But you never hear that because too many in the United States are totally bought off and have fallen into believing Russian and our enemies' propaganda. You can challenge me on this. You can send an email to me. I'll respond and I'll show you the documentation. Because what you believe is totally wrong. If the United States left NATO, it would not make a dent in our defense budget. But what it would do is keep the following from happening. Article 5 has been invoked once in the history of NATO, one single time. That was by the United States after 9/11. NATO countries stood behind us, stood beside us, to fight when we fought in Iraq. We forgot about that, didn't we? You know what other countries fought beside us, even though they weren't in NATO? The country of Ukraine. Because at that point in time, people believed in fighting against evil. They believed in fighting for democracy and freedom. Nowadays, what do we believe in? Who knows? So, Representative Massey, you're an ignorant moron. You have no idea how much money goes to NATO from the US. And if you do, and you and Paulina are exactly the same, if you actually do know how much goes to NATO from the United States and you're trying to pass these bills, you're a Russian asset. You will be investigated, you will be tried, and you will be convicted of treason. Because that has to be who you are. You're either an ignorant fool or you're a traitor. Which is it, Representative Massey? NATO's not the problem. Russia is. China is. Our enemies are. So let's stand behind our friends instead of making our enemies. Let's do what's right for once. And let's stand up to our obligations and our promises before the United States' reputation in the world declines even further. This is a Sully rant, one of many. Slava Ukraina, and God bless America, the America that once existed.